Ta-da, ta-da. Hello everyone and welcome to what I prepped today. So this past couple weeks, as I said in, I think it was yesterday's video, I've kind of been doubling down on some things that I felt like I was a little short on. I had a lot of freeze-dried food, and thank goodness I did not have to dig into that. But the only thing we actually ran out of, what was, I think, mayonnaise. And so now I have a couple gallons of mayonnaise stored and some small ones. But we stopped at Sam's Club after my grandson's riding lesson. And I'm going to show you some things that I got that actually weren't for food storage. I do prep ramen noodles, but I got these cup of noodles because his school was starting. He likes the ramen noodles, and when he's at his mom's and his other grams, they both work. So I thought this would actually be really beneficial for them if he needed something quick to eat. Plus, both his mom and his other gram are really, like, they do not eat one single carb. So to make a whole box of mac and cheese is just way too much. So I went ahead and got him this 12-pack of microwavable singles, and then I got him the cup of noodle, in the cup that you just make instantly and dispose of. Generally, I don't do a lot of convenience foods, but these are foods that he eats, and anything that makes it easier for him to be a little independent or just makes it easier to make sure he just has what he wants, and it's not inconvenient for anyone. Not that they say it's inconvenient. They would definitely do it for him. I just like to take him to the store and let him pick out what he's going to have. And you let kids pick what they're going to eat. They'll eat what they pick. They're less picky. Not that he's picky. Oh my gosh. This is just not going right. So for here, I got another 18-pack of Kraft mac and cheese. And I was actually considering making the mac and cheese and then freeze drying it, or making my own mac and cheese and freeze drying some of that. And I think what I'm gonna do now, because the freeze dryer just backs things up when I do that, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna take these out of the cardboard, store them in Mylar. It already has that little cheese pack in there. And then maybe make a bucket of mac and cheese that needs cooked. And then after the freeze dryer cycle is complete with it, I want to do a lot more meats. I said I want to stock up on some cooked meat, raw meat, and freeze dry that. That's going to take over the freeze dryer for the next couple of months, I think. So we'll do that with this. And then this also is not another thing that I keep stored is orange juice. I mean, I just don't, because I don't drink juice, but my son and my grandson really like it. So I bought the double pack, and again, with the school starting and everything like that, Nick will take one of these home, and then he'll have one here. I've been getting this bacon. My husband puts that in his salads, and it's nice. It's actually not bad. It's already cooked, it's already crumbled, and it's fresh, and it's $8. So we keep it in the refrigerator, and then he puts it in his salads. But I really thought I wanted to try a bacon taco. I'm just going to make a taco, and instead of put ground beef in it, I'm just going to try that with bacon and lots of tomato and ranch. Oh my gosh, yeah, see? And lettuce. It's going to be like a BLT taco. I mean, do those already exist and I've just made it up in my head? Like, anyway. I also picked up paper plates, but boy, are they getting expensive. I think these ones were $13 for 204 plates, and these were $17. It ended up being like 7.5 cents a plate, and I really didn't want to do that, but because of everything else that I do, I'm really super busy, and they don't end up in a landfill. I burn them, so they don't end up in the landfill. Oh, and they're not killing trees either. Well, excuse me, they are killing trees, but keep in mind that they planted those trees to harvest them for the paper plates. So I wish I didn't need those, but I also use these when I'm freeze drying. So I weigh the items on that, and then I'm able to fold the paper plate, put it in the Mylar. I stocked up on more salsa, because what's the use of having all the stuff to make tacos in your food storage and not have the salsa. I got 4 of those. I think these are like $2.50 a bottle is what they end up being, and I like that. This kind tasted well. Okay, fine. I prefer chunky salsa, but my grandson doesn't, so I can just put my own chunks if I need it. I picked up a big jar of these bread and butter chips. Now these are to be added to the food storage, but I've never tried this B&G brand from Sam's Clubs before. So before I decide that this is good enough to put in the storage, I want to open one and make sure that we like them, because if if the time would come when we needed to go into our food storage pickles and we open them and we don't like them, I'm going to be kind of upset with that. I picked up a 6-pack of chicken broth. It's this is not the organic. The organic is about $2 and for the carton, 32-ounce carton at Sam's Club, and this was just a little bit over $1 for the non-organic. We usually get the organic, but I wanted to try this one because it was, half the price. So we'll see how that goes. And I picked up 24 more cans of tuna because, like I said, I have seen the price of meats going up, and I really want to add some meat to my food storage. I got one of these large 50-ounce cans of chunk chicken breast. They also have that same chunk chicken breast in the 12.5-ounce cans. And what I want to do is I actually want to open this one, because if you remember, I opened these small ones before, and I did a video, and if I can find it, I'll link it here. Who knows? I'll probably forget to link it by the time this thing gets uploaded, but I did a video on freeze drying canned chicken, and then these separate weights of each one after they were drained, and as well as the taste tests. So, but I wanted to get this big can because I want to, it says it's 50 ounces, and over half of that's probably water, but I want to strain that and weigh the chicken just to see how much is actually in there. And I picked up another 3-pack of the Classico tomato basil sauce. And again, like I said before, I kind of stick with Classico because these are the canning jar lid sizes. And somebody did mention that they aren't suitable for canning, and that they shouldn't be even putting mason on the side because it's not technically a mason jar, but it says Atlas Mason. I think I may invest a little bit of time and call the company and see if they are suitable for canning, because in my experience, if it's not suitable for canning, they generally say not for home canning on them, and these don't say that. Like, this is one of our cups, and it says Golden Harvest drinking jar, and that is a mason size. It's just basically a mason jar with a handle, and we've got a lot of these in different brands, and it says right under there it's not, what does it say, not for home? Yeah, not for home canning. And then I've got this County Fair drinking jar, and right there on the front, not for home canning. So I'm hoping that these would be suitable for home canning, but if they turn out that they're not, I'll just use them for holding my candle wax or maybe for making candles. But I have to put that on my to-do list. That'll be number 287 on that to-do list. Picked up more ranch dressing, and a lot of people don't like Sam's Club because you have to get such huge sizes, and that is irksome sometimes if you don't, if you're just making tacos and you don't need 2 jars of taco salsa or 3 cans of spaghetti sauce. Well, if you're the shopper who just buys exactly what you need, yeah, that can be a little irksome. But what I like about it is if I need spaghetti sauce and it's in the budget, we'll buy the spaghetti sauce and then use 1 and 2 go in the home storage. Same with the multi-pack of tuna. oh, I'll buy the multi-pack of tuna and use 3 or 4 cans in whatever sandwiches or tuna salad or the tuna casserole that we'll be making, and then I'll put the rest in food storage. Now, that's what I would do, and that's how we began prepping. Now, I just a lot of times make prepping runs, or if I need to go to the grocery store for a few things, I actually say, okay, what can I get for prepping? And, you know, if we need 1 can of olives, I'll buy 10 cans of olives. And I don't mind buying this 8-pack because my husband will use like 1 can every couple of days for his lunch. He puts them in a salad for his lunch. And my oldest grandson, Nick, he used to love olives. We would get the huge, colossal olives and then the smaller olives. And he would eat an olive stuffed olive. We would put a small olive inside a big olive, and it was a, look, here, would you like an olive stuffed olive? And it brings back a lot of memories because we had, my husband's grandparents are in heaven now, and they left when they were in their 90s, and Nicholas got to meet them, and we have lots of pictures, but he called him Grandma and Pap Olive because every time he went there, they ate olives. And then our youngest grandson, who just turned 2 right around COVID time because they had to cancel his party, he's starting to like olives, and yeah, so we use them a lot, and olives are really, really good for you. So my husband, like I said, uses the salads, takes salads for work, so I buy this 2-pack, and 1 goes in storage, and he uses 1. If he asks for ranch dressing, well, I may run to Aldi and get 1 of those cheapies for him, but, you know, he said now he only prefers the Hidden Valley Ranch. And I did find a recipe online, and I'm going to start trying to make some ranch dressing from scratch. And then last but not least, look what they had at Sam's Club. Disinfecting wipes. Now, we still have some in our storage, and this will go in storage, and then I'll pull the other ones out and let my husband use those for work. Because I don't, I told you that I make my own if I need them. I just generally don't need them. I mean, what did we do for disinfection before we had disinfecting wipes? But at work, my husband absolutely needs either the ones we make or the ones you buy, because he gets on an engine and it's filthy. He has to wipe down the controls, wipe down everything, because work doesn't supply anything like that. So they had the 4-pack of Members Mark disinfecting wipes, and it was $8.50, I think, and you're only allowed to get 1. And now I do know my sister goes to Sam's Club, and when it says just 1, she just scans it anyway because they don't stop you. However, if you go through self-checkout. However, with these, I think a lot of people were being stopped. The machine must have been stopping people because there were a lot of them left up front in a buggy for return to stock. So I think the machine was beeping saying that you could only get 1. So I did. I only got 1, and they said only get 1, and I didn't need 100 of them. But I did see a woman walking out of the store. You know, when you leave Sam's Club, you have to show them your receipt. And this woman was walking out with a 4-pack of these, and her 12-year-old, approximately 12-year-old daughter was carrying her another pack. And the guy said, hey, those are limit 1. And I mean, she already paid for them. She had a receipt, and the guy, the Nazi at the door, is like, those are limit 1, which I understand limits. I do. You got to save some for everyone. So was it greedy of her? Maybe. But maybe she's like us. When this all began and people had to stay home, we told my daughter and my son-in-law, and we just said, or parents, stay home, tell us what you need. We went to 3 different stores. We could not put anything else in the bed or the back of my truck until we went to my daughter's and delivered her food, went to our parents and delivered their food, you know, so that may have been the case. She may have needed, I mean, she didn't try to buy 10 packs, and she had probably 4 kids with her, you know. She could have done that with all of them, so maybe she was just buying it for someone else. Hopefully she won't be selling it on Amazon, you know. But, so where was I? So, yeah, that's just it. I don't know if she was right or wrong, but I've come to, apparently she's not a prepper, you know, and I've come to really respect the limits. And if there is only 6 of something and it's on my list and I need it to stock up, I'll take 4. maybe 3. You know, I always try to leave, like when I did the honey stock up the other day, I think I ended up getting 4 or 5 of them. There were 12 on the shelf, so I took half. I really didn't need 12. I didn't have a problem storing 12, but I definitely wanted to save some for other people, which is something that should definitely, in my opinion, be taken into consideration at the present time. Now, believe me, if my mom needed honey, my mother-in-law needed honey, my daughter said pick me up honey, and my son wanted honey, and I needed 6 to put back in my food storage, I would have bought what I needed. But I just was, replenishing, so I definitely didn't want to take it all. Anyway, that's about it. This was our Sam's Club haul, and it was a hefty haul, and I didn't even buy any water. I normally stock up on cases of water when I go to Sam's Club, but they're just getting too heavy, so I didn't get any. And let me know if your Sam's Club had the disinfecting wipes, and would you have tried to get a second pack? And of course, what did you prep today? Be blessed, everyone.